All right, dirk, as we were calling you the other night. So here's your forehand. This is all in slow motion, which makes everything look better, especially if it's a good shot. And that looks pretty good. So I just kind of want to go through some of the pieces that we were working on the other day. So here's the part that this is, the first part of this forehand is probably the most important part. So we kind of established you like hitting off your right foot, and I don't disagree with that. So look at your hands. Look how they're perfect. They're comfortable out in front, elbows slightly bent. You're extremely balanced right now. Now here's the part that this is, oddly enough, my favorite part of this forehand. There it is. That's it. It's that pivot. And you look at your feet, pivot. And you'll notice as you pivot to the right, your arms and hands and the racket don't move. They only move because your body moves. And so you'll see your hands are almost in the exact same spot that they started with, which is great because really you can see how really there is virtually no backswing if you get that unit turn. The unit turn is kind of that shoulder and hip rotation. So here you load up, you're moving out wide. Now here's the next important part. Is that load on your right leg. Now look how balanced you are. You're almost doing a lunge. Clearly loaded up on your right foot. You got your left arm extended. Your eyes are clearly on the ball. You're like a coiled snake ready to attack. Your left arm's out in front. I think I just said that, watching the ball. Now here, we were kind of working on this idea of pulling the racket butt through the ball. Pull, pull, pull. Roll, roll, roll. And you get that nice finish, kind of that windshield wiper. Your racket head finished below your shoulder, and that's kind of because you took the ball high. So you end up almost hitting up and across the ball. And look how high you took that. Up and across the ball. Now a couple things is fun to focus on here, and just this in slow motion video I can nitpick all I want, which is my favorite thing in the world to do. But I'm actually nitpicking for good right now. So a couple things. Watch what your left hand does. On one hand, it might look a little awkward that it's kind of against your side like that, but I don't mind, because what you didn't do, you did not pull your left shoulder out to try to make contact. And you can notice if you just watch, so look at your shoulders right now. So just really focus on your shoulders. They're not moving, they're not moving, they're not moving, they're not moving. Now as you pull the racket face to the ball, the shoulders square up. But that's because you're pulling the racket butt. It's not like you're turning your shoulders into it. And then you can see your arm, it's out of, your left arm is out of the way. And if that's how you want to do it, I got no problem with that. And so it may seem, this part right here may look awkward, but it's really not. It's almost like you just got your left arm out of the way. And that's a beautiful finish. Another thing to nitpick about here, this idea about what to do with your legs, and should you have your knees bent and all that jazz. Well, look at this. Look how you're loading up. You're clearly loading up on that right leg. Watch what your right leg does though at the moment of impact. It straightens. So, obviously we're always told to bend our knees. You did bend your knees, but you're almost using that, starting from a lunge, that straightening of your right leg gives you a ton of power. It also makes hitting a ball, shoulder high pretty easy and comfortable. That's why I like to hit up there, especially open stance, because you can really straighten your right leg into it. And look at this finish. You are just right back to ready position. You're able to go right back into the court. So let's watch that again. What else? I feel like I should be missing something else here. Oh, I should have said this before. Remember we were kind of talking about that pet the dog thing? So let's see. So here I was kind of trying, I was having you lay the racket flat. At the end of the day, laying it flat is not as important as I made it sound out to make it out to be. But let me start over. Because the ball is coming high, I'll show you this next time I see you. The way your hands are, see how your knuckle is on the inside of the racket, your racket face is out. The important thing is that the racket face is out. It's hard to show you here, but if the ball was lower, you probably have the racket face facing the ground. But because the ball is higher, it's the same thing. I'll show you next time. It'll make a lot more sense when I show you. But it's the same thing. So the racket face is down. Your knuckles are up, which basically, if you looked back behind you, you could see your knuckles, and that's important because then that facilitates that pull. Pull the butt cap, pulled, and there you go. There's 3 o'clock. There's 12 o'clock, and then you finish at 9 o'clock, and the natural rotation of your body from that pulling motion finishes there. Man, that is perfect. Good job.